Hi everybody, welcome back. Before I start this video, I want to ask a question. What kind of mental battles do you go through when you skateboard? I went to Waikoloa and I challenged myself with a few new things. This was the first one, a drop down a bank into a descending bank, which is something I've never done before. I'm actually pretty new to even ollieing from a flat down to a bank. So to build up to this, I worked on my ollie a little bit, just trying to go from the flat and getting used to landing on something going downward. Then I started to roll up on the drop portion, and the battle here was really just mental. It's not really that big of a jump, but it's going down, it looks a little scary, and just convincing myself to stay on the skateboard was really tough. But this crash here was actually kind of encouraging because I rolled out of it. It wasn't a bad crash at all, didn't hurt myself. So then I was able to actually go for it and stay on the board. And while I was still pretty squirrely and the ollie is pretty bad, it was enough to get me over the flat and onto the bank. So my second battle was with this rail. I can do a flat bar, that's not anything that's intimidating to me. But what was intimidating about this was that it has a kink. And once you go through the kink, the rail is higher off the ground, and all of a sudden it starts playing with my head. And if I kept my balance, sliding through the kink and on the downward part of the rail wasn't that bad. The hardest part was, again, coming off the rail and trying to land on the skateboard again. For some reason, it was hard to convince myself to just turn, land on the skateboard, and roll away. I was always freaking out about being up that high, coming off a rail, and wondering if I could land on the board. And in battle number 3, I decided I was going to go straight to the down rail. Logically, this should be easier than getting up on the flat bar because you lose a couple inches of elevation by jumping onto the rail that's going down, so it's not as high of an ollie. But boy, that doesn't matter. You can see earlier that I rolled up on it a handful of times and couldn't even convince myself to ollie and try to get on the rail. When I'm rolling up to do a trick, it's hard to explain. There's so many thoughts going through my head all at the same time, and it's hard to concentrate sometimes on just one thing that needs to be done. But even after that fall and a few more tries, I did convince myself that this really isn't that bad. All I have to do is get on that rail and come out nice and smooth. And the final battle is with my basic tricks. I had gotten a kickflip earlier, so I decided, you know what, let's try to do all the basics. The 180s, the pop shove-its, the kickflip, and the heel flip. I got a kickflip, I got a heel flip that I was really happy with, but when it came to the front side shove-it of all things, I couldn't remember what to do. It's really frustrating sometimes that I've done these tricks. I know I've done a good number of them, maybe not enough of them, but still, I've done it before, and all of a sudden, I can't remember how to do one. The front shove-it took me way too many tries. So let me know, what mental battles do you go through, and how do you overcome them in your skateboarding? Thanks for watching.